Hello, friends, and welcome. Let's find our upright posture and just take a few moments here. Okay. I always like to call this beginning awareness because maybe you were practicing a ton of awareness before you got on your mat, but just in case, right? Start to tune in and start to turn your senses inward. One of the ways I often lead us through that is scanning the body, noticing sensation, softening tension. I like to take a few moments in the beginning of my practice and ground, feel what's underneath me, what my buttocks, bones, my shins, right, whatever's touching down, what they are on. And I like to imagine that there's earth directly underneath me. And tuning into the breath. And if you tend towards subtle body work and that's part of your practice, checking into instincts, desires, wills, emotions, thoughts, intuitive or intuition, sorry. Let's go ahead and open the eyes and let's start the movement part of our practice from down on our backs. Do that roll down. I love so much. Just start to say hello to some of the abdominals. When you get there, let's bring the knees into the chest. And let's just get into our low back a little bit by circling our knees together. Now you can use your hands on the kneecaps. Some people just proportion wise and whatever, it's more comfortable to just circle the legs. You do you. And then go the other direction. When the knees are back to the chest, go the opposite direction with the knees forward together again to the chest, aka circling them in opposite directions. Say hello to the hip joints a little bit. Switch and go the other direction when you're in a place to do so. Pardon. And then go ahead and bring your feet back down. Walk your feet the width of your mat. Tee your arms out. And then let your legs swoosh right up and to the left. So we call this one windshield wiper. So you can always think of your shins being windshield wipers on a car or a bus or some such thing. Head can turn the opposite direction of the knees or stay still. Shoot, it can turn the same direction as the knees. Play with it, explore. The next time your knees are to the right, we're going to do the quad stretch we sometimes do, where we bring our left heel a little closer to our buttocks and then reach the left knee forward. Now, if you're not feeling much in the front of the thigh, it might behoove you to grab onto the ankle and you kind of tuck your toes up towards the armpit and then let the knee reach forward, right? So no one's a better human because they can go to this next stage or anything. It's really what does your body need so you can feel the front of your left thigh stretching. You'll want that for where we're going later, right? If you are tucked under in half heroes type leg, you might even bring the right knee up to the sky and roll that left hip down just a touch. Take a breath there, whatever your position is. Let the knees move over to the right again. Get that left foot over to the left edge where it started. Knees up and over to the left. Now on this side, again, it can be as simple as bringing right heel to buttocks and reaching the knee forward. It could be that you grab the ankle and tuck the toe under more towards a half heroes style right leg. All of us are reaching the right knee forward and starting to open the front of the right thigh area. If it's available, you might Lift that left knee towards the sky and let that right hip rock down. On this side, my right knee is sensitive when I do that, so I'm not going to do that on this side actually. You might, right? Take another breath, whatever you're working from. And then bring that right foot back out to whence it came. Bring the knees back up. And go ahead and bring the feet into hip distance. Heels towards buttocks-ish. If you're a more flexible person, don't go too far with that, right? And we're going to move into some glute bridges. So go ahead and lift your toes and your ball mounts of your toes up off of the earth, center of the heels. And then push into the heels and start to lift the hips, and you'll exhale them down. So take your time. Don't do too fast of a breath, too fast of a movement, right? Always working with that slower quality of breath so that we can still build strength, right? But we don't do so by shoving cortisol into the system. I'm not saying there aren't times to do that, but I always feel like yoga practice is one of the times that we can actually try to go into a relaxation response, right? And then the next time you're up, stay up. Bring your toes back down, but keep the glutes turned down. Grab your mat, rock your shoulders underneath you a little bit, right? And then pull your mat apart like a piece of paper so your upper back turns on and shortens. And of course, the reflection of that is that your chest will open. Bring your awareness back down to your knees. If your knees went wide, bring them into hip distance. And of course, a few of us are knock knees, so make sure your knees don't go too far in. Take another breath and come on down. You can let those shoulders come out a little bit and just pause here and take a breath. Palms turned up towards the sky. The past 2 weeks, we were working, right, the rotation of the upper arm bone, how it affects the shoulder blade, the upper back, and the neck. So keep some of that intelligence as we work, right? Walk your heels a little closer if it's available. Don't be crazy. From there, pick up your toes and your ball mounds of your toes, just your heels, push up. Again, try to find glutes, and then bring the toes down, keeping glutes turned on. Grab mat, or if you can interlace now, right? Rock your shoulders underneath you, push down through your pinky finger, your wrist, your forearm, your elbows, etc., right? But also, if you're interlaced, push your wrist out into an imaginary strap to turn on that upper back again. Take a breath from there. And then just imagine grabbing your ankles. I'm not saying do that, it's pretty early in the practice. Just imagine you could grab your ankles here. That'll come into play later. Release the arms and come back down. Again, just pause with your arms in Shavasana, palms up, shoulders down. Take a breath. Bring your knees into your chest, let your low back go into flexion. Maybe pull your nose up towards your knees and hug into a tight little ball. And then you're going to grab the backs of your knees. And when you do rock up, try to come up into a variation of boat pose, aka don't put your feet on the ground if you can help it, right? Let the feet be a little lower to start. Shoulder blades down the back, long spine. Try not to round the low back too much here for this first part. You might reach the arms forward. Don't let your knees go wide. You might lift your shins. I'm not going to today. I started to lose my low back and my balance, right? So you might lift up, you might even straighten the legs. I'm unable to do that today, so I'm not going to join you in that. Take another breath, and then put your right shin in front of your left. Get super duper tall, and go ahead and fold forward from the pelvis and start to wake up the glutes and the low back. Maybe swaying a little bit from right to left. Coming back to center, inhale, coming up, putting your feet out in front of you. This time, do not lift your feet off the ground. Grab the backs of the thighs, shoulder blades down the back. You could always put a block between your knees if that helps you, right? Learn that. We'll have days where I definitely ask you to, right? Come on back a little bit. So I'm calling this neutral spine. My spine is elongated, it's just tilted back. I might reach my arms forward, I might walk on my thighs. I'm gonna take an inhale and on my exhale, I'm gonna pull my belly back so much and my frontal hip points towards each other that I start to round my spine and move towards the top rim of my pelvis. And then I gotta come back up, right? Inhale, try not to pop up. Exhale. So what I mean by that, I'll show an example. Instead of popping up and using momentum, try to use muscular contraction, right, and control. to lower as well as rise. Do about 5 of these, so you're probably at about number 3 or so. Come on, you got this, you got this. Right? Try to let go of the psoas if they're overworking. Try to find more core, more low back, more belly, more and less psoas. That's me, by the way. Coming up, put your left shin in front of your right. Get really tall. From the pelvis, start that fold forward over the legs. Softening in, feeling free to sway your body a little bit, right center, left center. Come back to center, come up, come to hands and knees. On hands and knees, right? So we're kind of combining some of the things we've been doing for the past 2 weeks. So if it seems like, wow, we're moving into that fast, we've been doing some of these forms lately. So you're going to bring your forearms down and have your elbows a little in front of your shoulders. Interlace your hands, right? And then go ahead and push down into your forearms, your wrists, and your pinky edge of the knife's edge of the pinky, right? And go ahead and move those hips back just a little bit and start to come into what would be basically half dolphin for my friends who know dolphin pose. Keep those ribs gently pulling up to the spine and try to let the melting happen, not where your kidneys are, not your low ribs, right? But behind your heart. Can your heart melt forward to your chest without your ribs, your low ribs flaring? Take another breath here. Hello, shoulders. And then go ahead and come on up. Bring your hands onto the mat and have them a little in front of your shoulders, right? And we're going to go into downward dog. So if, like me, you have socks on, you might want to take those off here. And before you go into downward dog, the last 2 weeks worth of work, right? Try to get your eye of your elbow to rotate forward to the front of the room. When you do that, your shoulder blades can move towards your buttocks and your chest can reach forward. Keep those ribs or that solar plexus area gently pulled in. Curl your toes under. Keep the upper back and the neck, y'all. Keep the knees bent, as a matter of fact, as you start to push back until you find that longest spine. Hopefully the shoulders can soften away from the ears, aka towards the buttocks. Go ahead and start to straighten the legs any amount. If you prefer pedaling, go ahead and take that. Right? Breathe. Now let your heels come in towards each other, your toes wide. So I call this duck-footed. And you might even bend your right knee just a little bit and see if you can get into that part of the calf muscle that's deeper down towards the bone. Right? And go ahead and straighten that leg a little bit and then bend your knee a little bit. And come back to center. Let your heels move back out so they're hiding behind your inner ankles. Downward dog, inhale. And on your exhale, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Block your feet wide. Bend your knees like you could lay your ribs on your thighs. Grab your elbow points and soften in, especially that neck. Let that neck get nice and long from the weight of the head draping. Put your other forearm in front and drape again. Hands on shins. Lengthen the spine. Halfway up. Hands on the hips, elbows up. Those feet root down and the pelvic floor pulling up. Come on up to standing. And go ahead and come on up to the top of your mat. So standing up nice and tall in Tadasana, turn your palms forward just for giggles because that's the work we did the past 2 weeks. We feel those arm bones rotate, the shoulder blades soften down, the neck has spaciousness, right? Inhale, reach your arms forward and up, palms face back. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, reaching that chest forward, keep that belly toned, the pelvic floor on. Exhale, fold. And we're going to come up. Inhale. Arms can reach out. Hands can be on the hips or any other variation you prefer. And then when you come down, exhale, bring those arms out and down, having your palms kind of turning out away from you today, right? Inhale, reach those arms forward and up. So the arms are mainly staying in the same position, right? Exhale, fold. External rotation of the upper arm is what I mean by that, even though we move them above the head or next to the ribs. Inhale, reach the chest forward. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step, step, plank. From here, bring your knees down and do circular rolls with your scapula. Move them to the ears, down around towards the wrists, to the buttocks, together, and smooth that out and do a couple of circles. And then go ahead and go the other direction. So hopefully we're bearing a little more weight as we do these circles. So we're starting to work with strengthening the tissues of the upper back. Hopefully you're looking forward, top of your mat, or maybe a little in front of that. Open chest, come to neutral, get those shoulder blades right in the middle of all of that. Bend the elbows straight back, tone the belly up. Uncurl your toes, get space at your hips. Inhale up, low cobra. Now, keep your upper body in low cobra and go ahead and reach your arms forward, come onto fingertips. Pull your frontal hip bones towards each other, right? So you're containing the front part of the abdomen. You're protecting the low back. You're going to go ahead and bring your left forearm down with your left hand under your right elbow. Bend your right knee, reach back with your right hand and try to grab your ankle. So clue, right? The more I reel my hamstring in and try to reel my heel to my buttocks, the closer it gets to me, right? And then keep the hamstring turned down, but yeah, then I am grabbing my ankle using a strap if I can't get it. If the right knee went wide, bring it back in so the right thigh is parallel to the left. Pull your frontal hip points to each other again if you lost that, right? And now kick your right shin back just a little bit into that right hand, right chest opens. Try to keep your chest and your gaze forward. Take a breath and then reach that right arm directly out again. Reach the left arm out, pause, frontal hip points towards each other, find all your things, recalibrate, use this time, right? Now that right forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat, right hand under left elbow. Bend the left knee and use your hamstring. Reel that heel as close as you possibly can to the buttocks. Then reach back with the left hand and try to get a hold of it. If the left knee went wide, bring it back in, hip distance, right? Keep the chest forward, the gaze forward, find that low cobra, find your frontal hip points pulling in, and then push the left heel, the left foot back into the left hand. Take a breath. So it's basically a half bow, right? Now maybe, I forgot to do this on the other side, maybe reach your right arm back out to where it was if that feels okay on fingertips. You might even reach the right arm up. And come on down. Stack your hands, forehead down. Take a breath or two. Hands next to low floating ribs, low cobra. If you're ready for upward dog, your body is primed for not if your body is primed for it is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, it might not be. Curl your toes under and come on back, low belly, all of us. Downward dog. It took me a long time to learn not to force and push my body into things that it doesn't want to do. We come from that culture where we're told that we should, no pain, no gain kind of crap. Our will, we will our body into things. Inhale, and then exhale, come up on a tippy toes, bend knees, look forward, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, soften in. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, go ahead and bring those arms down by your side. And again, today we're turning the palms either forward or even out to the sides, finding that upper back spaciousness, that neck spaciousness. Okay, so I've been working a lot with the idea of the dandelion, the taproot of the dandelion. Regardless of your relationship to the dandelion, you gotta admit that taproot is crazy strong. So imagine you have 3 taproots out of each foot. We usually call it the tripod of the foot, bum under the big toe, the pinky toe in the very center of the heel. So your right leg is going to be your standing leg. So root down through all 3 of the taproots of the right foot, right? Hands can be on hips or down by your side, you choose. Bend the left knee, right? And then we're going to bring that left knee up towards the chest. We're going to try to grab that ankle, grab a strap if you need it, and then we're going to reach that knee down. Put yourself next to a wall so your right hand can be on the wall if you need it. And we've already been here. I'm just putting that out. We've been in this shape a few times, actually. Try to keep that left thigh parallel to the right, the knee reaching down on the frontal hip point, rolling up. So don't round the body here. Really lengthen the spine. Maybe that left shin pushes a little behind you and opens that left shoulder. Maybe the right arm reaches up. Take a breath and set that down. Spread your left toes wide. Find your 3 tap roots in your left foot and really down into the earth, right? Again, if the dandelion image helps, get nice and tall through your stem. And then you're going to bend the right knee, hug the left glute in, bend that knee and try to grab the ankle, top of the foot, reach that knee down and readjust, right? So we rounded to get it, no big whoop. Get that thigh parallel and knee reaching down. Pull your frontal hip point up and try to lengthen the spine. Get that stem to grow up out of the taproot, right? And last bit, well, 2 more pieces, I guess. You're going to push that right foot shin into the hand and let that open the right shoulder a little bit. Maybe that left arm reaches forward, palm facing behind you. The same line we've been working the past 2 weeks. Go ahead and bring that down. And I hope you weren't looking at me because I'll take your balance. But if you were looking at me, and even if you weren't, you should know how much I'm wobbling all over the place, especially on my particular right leg, right? My weaker leg. Just what we do, right? Spread those right toes wide. Push down. Find the right glute as you bend the left knee, adding on, right? This time you're going to go ahead and you're going to bring that knee up, grab the ankle or foot, push that down, reach that knee down, sorry, parallel leg, all the things, right? Long spine, kick the shin back open. Maybe the right arm reaches up. Now, as we start to hinge at the hips and fold forward, try not to let your left hip lift. So you can bend the right knee. I always do because I'm a hyperextender, right? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start to pivot at my pelvis. My knee starts to reach behind me, to the wall behind me, as my right fingers reach forward to the wall in front of me. Kick that shin back, left shin. Try to open that left chest, reach the chest forward, gaze a little forward, and think of dancer's pose. Maybe you straighten the right leg, maybe you do not. And coming back up with as much control as you can muster. Bring that foot down. 3 tap roots on the left foot. Stem. Bring right leg in. Grab onto that. Right? Reach the knee down. Grab a wall if you need to. I probably might need to on this side. As that knee moves down to the frontal hip point pulls up. Right? Maybe that left arm reaches up, palm facing behind you. Kick that shin back a little bit. We're going to add that in again in a second, but it's easier to find here. Maybe bend the left knee, maybe not. And again, I start to hinge at the pelvis, right? My knee ends up reaching to the wall behind me. My left fingertips in front of me. Don't cave the chest. Push that shin back, open the chest, reach the chest forward, gaze a little forward. Maybe straighten left leg, maybe not. Tap roots down, and then try to come up out of that nice and controlled. Oh, a variation of dancer pose. That was our big one, our peak pose today. You did it. Let's come up to the top of our mat. Walk your feet wide, toes turned out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sinking down. Arms in between legs, palms together. Lengthen that spinal column just as much as you can, right? Breathe. Push legs together, lengthen spine. Bring hands back, come on down. Put your butt in the middle of your mat because we're going to go right down to our backs. Feet hip distance, using some of that abdominal work we added in to lower yourself down. Once you get there, bring those knees in, how we started. Hands can be on knees or not, but circle your knees together, same direction. Other direction. Go ahead and put your feet down on the ground. Give yourself a hug with your right arm over your left. You might just simply walk your shoulder blades apart and hug. You might do eagle arms, right? In either rendition, you might lift the elbows off of the chest just a little bit if it feels like it helps that upper right trap area open, back of the right back, something like that. Don't go for your most extreme anything. It's the end of class, right? Uncross, recross, left arm over right. Eagle arms, don't let them, like pish off if you can't do them. So much of it is bone structure and how much muscle you have and whatnot. Maybe you just hug. Maybe you do eagle arms, right? Either rendition, those elbows might lift up off the chest a little bit. Again, feel into that left upper back. If it feels like it's giving you a beneficial stretch, do it. If it doesn't, why bother? It's extra energy that's being used that you don't have to use on this, right? Take a breath. TV arms out and let them just push down to the ground full weight. Feet wide, knees wide, and let your knees rock right, center, left, center. Windshield wiper. Again, was our second or third move I think in class. You can turn the head the opposite way or not. And then to end class today, I'm going to suggest that you bring your legs into not bound angles, sorry, into Sukhasana or cross-legged, right? So crisscross applesauce kind of a situation. If this feels like incredibly uncomfortable, not beneficial, I'm not saying it's comfortable. It's a little uncomfortable. I'm getting a little bit of a stretch, but what I believe to be in a beneficial way, right? Having done this, I feel like when I'm done, it will have benefited me. Bring those arms down a little bit, palms up. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Trying to slow that breath down. Exhale. You have the gist of it. Instead of me telling you when to breathe, go ahead and take one more breath. And then gently use a little bit of muscular action in the abdomen to bring the legs up so you can uncross and recross, other shin in front. No knee joint pain, right? Don't do it if it goes into your knee. Support the knee with a block if you need to. But again, let's be here for 3 more breaths starting now. Inhale. Exhale, and I'm going to take my telling you when to breathe out of it. Just find your longest, smoothest breath. And when you feel like that is complete, you'll bring those knees up, feet on the ground, feet hip distance, pause, take a breath. Notice how the position of your neck changed with that. Right? Rolling over to one side, maybe using that bottom arm as a pillow, take another breath. Keep that neck soft like we've been practicing. You'll push into the top hand and keep the neck soft coming on up. Sitting or kneeling, support or not, up to you. Bring those hands together in front of your chest. Inhale. And as you bow your head in, just taking a moment of gratitude. You gave yourself the time and space. We have these miraculous moving bodies. Holy moly. And we woke up today. Namaste. And for my friends in the Northern Hemisphere with spring blooming, go outside always, but this time of year, going out and looking up at the leaves that are coming in, looking at the flowers down and the blooms, does wonders for your mental health. Namaste.